Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Spoiler alert, the highly anticipated end of Marvel Studios Loki series on Disney Plus is now complete, but the series finale hinted at other stories that might be developed in future MCU spin-offs. A version of Tom Hiddleston's God of Mischief fled during the Time Heist in Avengers, Endgame, and embarked on a new journey with the Time Variance Authority following the demise of the MCU's original Loki in Avengers, Infinity War. After Loki's Season 2 finale, it appears that his journey has ended because he has at last found a new glorious purpose in the MCU's multiverse saga. However, it's unclear what will happen to the other well-known characters from the series in the MCU. The events of Loki's MCU timeline as the new multiverse protector and erstwhile God of Mischief were expertly concluded in Season 2. Nevertheless, executive producer Kevin Wright hinted at numerous possible MCU spin-offs in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, which may further expand the plot. The series did a great job of setting up these possibilities. Wright pointed out that if Loki is Breaking Bad, perhaps a Better Call Saul-style spin-off for the show could tell fresh stories. More stories about the TVA, Loki's new family, and the villains from Marvel Studios Loki would be ideal given Loki's new position as the god of stories at the conclusion of Loki Season 2. The potential lead for new TVA detective series is Hunter B-15. By the end of Season 2, Loki had taken on the job of Multiverse Defender, which required the Time Variance Authority to adapt as well. The TVA is now in charge of the endless branches of the multiverse in addition to keeping an eye on threats like Kong the Conqueror, thus taking on a more detective-like job. Previously, its only responsibility was to guard the sacred timeline. Since Wumi Mosaku's Hunter B-15 appears to be a high-ranking employee of the new organization and has embraced the changes, it's possible Loki may continue in a new TVA-centric series that centers on B-15 and other TVA employees as they investigate multiversal dangers. After the conclusion of Loki Season 2, Sylvie is going on new adventures. At the end of Loki Season 2, Sylvie, a female version of Loki, played a significant role in helping Loki transform into a true god. The multiverse was released, and the sacred timeline was broken by Sylvie's murder of He Who Remains in the first season of Loki. Sylvie had a typical existence as a McDonald's employee on a branching timeline after killing He Who Remains, but she'll probably go on to more exciting adventures following Loki Season 2. Given that Tom Hiddleston's character is absorbed in his new career, a spin-off about Loki might center on Sylvie's ongoing exploits. In the absence of TVA intervention, what will Victor Timely become? The newest iteration of Kong the Conqueror, Victor Timely, was first introduced to the MCU in Loki Season 2, Episode 3, 1893, portrayed by Jonathan Majors. With the help of a TVA manual that he was given as a youngster, this version started out as an inventor in the 19th century and eventually came into contact with Mobius, Loki, and Ravanarin's lair. Though the finale of Loki Season 2 altered Timely's early years by revealing that Renslayer had stopped giving him a TVA guidebook, a spin-off of Loki might show what becomes of Victor Timely without the TVA's influence in his life, since he would undoubtedly still develop into a formidable version of Kong the Conqueror. The MCU origin of Ouroboros is still unknown. Winner of an Academy Award in Loki Season 2, Kuhui Kwan made his debut as Ouroboros, also known as Obi, the TVA engineer responsible for designing numerous devices utilized by the company. Since Obi remembered earlier decades while other TVA employees had their memories erased, there were a lot of unanswered problems following his arrival. Loki Season 2 did not adequately address these issues. In addition to giving Kuhui Kwan a more significant role in the MCU, a spin-off centered on Ouroboros might help resolve some significant mysteries surrounding his history and possibly even shed light on his brilliant science fiction writer alter ego, A.D. Doug. There may be a new Loki variant introduced to the MCU. Numerous other Loki variations have been added to the MCU since Tom Hiddleston's version of the character escaped from the Avengers in Endgame. In the multiverse saga, Sylvie was particularly important to Loki's development. Nevertheless, on Loki's first trip to the Void in Season 1, he also encountered several of his variants that had managed to stay there. Classic Loki played by Richard E. Grant, boastful Loki portrayed by Deobia Opere, and Kid Loki portrayed by Jack Veal may all make a comeback in a spin-off about Loki, especially because Kid Loki is rumored to be a member of the Young Avengers characters in the MCU. Tom Hiddleston might even make a comeback as an entirely new version of Loki. The origins of He Who Remains and the multiversal war might be investigated in the Loki Season 1 finale. Jonathan Majors debuted as He Who Remains, a reincarnation of the multiverse saga antagonist Kang the Conqueror. He later returned to the role in Season 2. It was revealed that He Who Remains was the one who founded the TVA, having done so after a major multiversal war with other Kang variations. Although some of the past of He Who Remains has been hinted at, it would be fantastic to see the story told in detail in a spin-off starring Loki. Since He Who Remains is an enigmatic entity, learning more about him would contribute to Kang the Conqueror's increased threat level in the multiverse saga. What happens to Ravonna Renslayer after Loki Season 2 is unknown, though her memory was still erased. It was revealed in Loki Season 2 that Gugu Mbatha-Ra's Ravonna Renslayer had aided He Who Remains in winning the multiversal war and had developed a bond with the formidable Kang version. This resulted in her debut as a TVA judge in Loki Season 1, but Sylvie pruned Renslayer and sent her to the void after she turned rouge and attempted to influence Victor Timely. Although the conclusion of Loki Season 2 hinted at her demise at the hands of Alioth, there are conjectures that the creature would recognize her from the multiversal war, which implies she might live to pursue a new quest in a possible Loki spin-off. Balder was already teasing in Loki Season 2 the brave Mobius and Loki in Chicago are examining the monuments of Thor, Odin, and Balder. Balder the Brave, the brother of Thor and Loki who has been missing, was hinted at in Loki Season 2, implying that his MCU appearance may be imminent. Though not included in the final version, Balder the Brave first surfaced in concept art for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness Illuminati. But Loki Season 2's depiction of a statue of Balder with Odin and Thor suggests that he might make his debut. Balder might be brought in to lead his own spin-off and expand the Asgardian mythology, especially since Thor is said to be embarking on a new quest in Thor 5, while Loki now exists outside of time. The MCU's next steps for Mobius are still unknown. Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, developed a strong friendship with Loki during the course of Marvel Studios' Loki series. As a result, when Loki took on his new mission of defending the multiverse in the Season 2 finale, Mobius became one of the most missing characters. Mobius's future in the MCU is unknown, as he was last seen keeping an eye on his variation and his sons on a branched timeline. Not only may Mobius be engaged in a prospective detective-style Loki spin-off because he's expected to return to the TVA, but Wilson has also been linked to a number of new projects. According to speculation, Mobius might make an appearance in Deadpool 3 in 2024, so his plot might go on without a separate MCU spin-off. The TVA might assemble a group of superheroes. According to a common idea in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Owen Wilson is rumored to be working on Deadpool 3. This theory suggests that the TVA will be assembling a group of superheroes from different universes to take on Kang the Conqueror in the Phase 6 Avengers films. A spin-off of Loki might examine this team's reunification under the direction of the new TVA, with Mobius possibly adopting a role akin to that of Nick Fury as the team's sponsor, similar to the Illuminati from Earth 838 and the Guardians of the Multiverse from What If. Deadpool, Wolverine, Sylvie, and possibly even a Loki variant taken from the Void are all rumored to be part of the TVA's multiversal crew.